Today is Wednesday, January 20th, 2016. The title of today's rant will be, Sarah Palin, please get your son some help. Now, before I go into that, I would just like to say that I know what I'm talking about in this regard. Track Palin is 26. I had my last drink at age 28. I haven't had a drink or drug in over 33 years. It has not been easy. I know that it can be done, and I know how difficult it can be. So when I'm speaking, I'm saying I know a little bit about alcoholism in general. I know a little bit about the family disease of alcoholism in general. I know a little bit about, let's just call it, addiction in general. And what Track did the other night should be a huge red flag and should be addressed right away. Now, the backdrop of all this is that on Monday night, Track Ardo, drunk as drunk can be, had a 1.89 blood alcohol level. Of course, that was after he was arrested, and that was after he was brought to the station. We don't know how long after he was arrested before he was brought to the station, so the blood alcohol level may have come down a little bit, but he had a huge blood alcohol level. He hit his girlfriend. Apparently, did hit her more than once, and he threatened to commit suicide with an AR-15. Now, those are deadly combinations right there. And if that isn't the hugest cry for help, I don't know what is. Now, why a 26-year-old needs an AR-15, I don't know, but I guess it has to do with freedom, that we have the freedom to protect ourselves. But do we have the freedom to protect ourselves from ourselves? That's the thing, because not only are there 10,000 homicides committed in the United States every year, but there are approximately 20,000 suicides committed in the United States every year by guns, let's just say. So 1.89, hit his girlfriend, threatened to kill himself. All huge red flags. He should be in a rehab now, and if not now, by tomorrow. Sooner rather than later. And I would like to say, from my own standpoint, none of this Christian rehab stuff. A well-known national rehabilitation center, he'll probably need to spend not the 30 days, but the 60 days. Maybe he can, it's too late to get on intervention, but maybe they can help out and film him there and get the full 90 days. And since there are a lot of issues that are going on, I would even say into a halfway house after that for a year, probably in another state, not in Alaska. He needs to be away from all of that stuff. Now, I know that I wonder, how should I say, if Sarah jumped the gun on endorsing Trump to keep the headlines on Track down. I don't know if that's the case. I don't really care. If it is the case, there needs to be a lot of family help that's going on because this is deadly. It is very serious, and it needs to be addressed. And it is a family problem, and it needs to be addressed by the whole family. And I would like to think, Sarah Palin, that if you endorse Trump strictly, well, at this particular time, strictly so that the headlines on your son wouldn't be so big, then you really need some help too, because there are huge family issues involved here. This isn't the first go-round that Track has had in terms of alcohol and drug abuse, so to speak. It went back. There was talk about that even when you were running for office in 2008, and you shipped him off to the military. Maybe he had already joined the military. Of course, as many people I have talked to in recovery who have been in the armed services said that they learned the best about that is when they were in the military. And I think about 7 or 8 years ago, I worked for a year and a half at a military base, and I used to go to get water or a soda at one of the PXs that was strictly for those people who were in the barracks, not for, let's say, the families, etc., just those who are single living in the barracks because it was right next to all the barracks. And what did I know about anything? But I was just amazed at these things that were there in that particular store. The amount of booze that was there, the amount of porn that was there, the amount of cigarettes that were there and the amount of chaw that was there. Astronomical, huge amounts. So shipping him off to the military, being in Iraq, a lot of issues, maybe PTSD, alcohol and drug use, family problems. These all need to be addressed. And I would suggest that the whole family get some help in this regard. And if that means not being part of this election cycle, that's more important for your family than it is for Donald Trump.